guys, welcome to my channel. So in today's video I kind of wanted to share with you guys some of my tips on street photography, and I kind of wanted to like show some of my work as well that I've done. If you do follow me on Instagram, then you've already probably seen some of my work, but without wasting any time, let's just get right into the video. So first of all, street photography, if you're watching this video, you probably already know what it is. So that is the kind of photography you do if you are kind of like documenting, you can be documenting an area, your country, or a neighborhood or something. So you want to kind of photograph people in their own spaces in motion as they kind of just go along their day. And sometimes it can involve portraits, or it can be pretty much anything, you know, anything that kind of draws you towards it. Sometimes I'm drawn to colors, I can be drawn to a certain wall. So you know what you are drawn to as an artist. I don't think there's a right or wrong in street photography. You just kind of have to know. Some people obviously do photograph like people walking by. If it's raining and people have umbrellas, it tends to look really nice in pictures, which you can then develop and make these pictures prints that you can sell to people that are interested in buying prints like that. So it is a really fun way to kind of like document, especially if you're into documentary photography. It's such a fun thing to do. I know, because I've been doing it. So I kind of wanted to share with you guys my tip. And tip number one is always have your camera with you. This is something I did in the very beginning of my photography career, and I'm kind of slacking when it comes to always having my camera with me now. I don't know why that is, which is kind of a bad habit, honestly, because there are so many interesting things to see. And if you want to be serious about street photography, if you're really like interested in selling stock photography or like prints with your street photographs, then you really want to have your camera with you 24/7. So always have your camera with you, always have the settings right according obviously to the lighting outside in your country. Now the second tip I'm going to share with you guys is patience. And honestly, this is something I struggle with myself, and I feel like that's why I kind of just don't do the whole street photography thing anymore, because it's really hard to get the perfect shot. And I'm such a perfectionist when it comes to my work like that. I don't want to post like cliches or like just an average picture of like someone walking by. And I'm not saying there's something wrong with this kind of photos, it's just not something I want to post. I really like to push myself, and if you want pictures that you are pleased with, whatever that means to you, then you're gonna have to be very, very patient. And that means sometimes, you know, being in one place and just you can like find a wall that has like an interesting color that you are interested in photographing, and just wait for your subject to walk in the frame so you can capture that. But that might take time until like that perfect subject walks in the frame. And the perfect subject obviously depends on you, what you want to capture. Maybe you are interested in someone wearing a hat, or you are interested maybe in someone wearing vibrant colors to kind of create contrast or whatever to the picture. That really depends on you. So I don't know what the perfect subject is, but you're gonna need to wait. So patience is definitely number 2 on my list. Now the third tip I'm going to share with you guys is to ask for permission. Now this is something I really struggled with in the beginning, and I still struggle with even now. And I just want to put a little disclaimer out for this tip. Not everyone is not going to say yes just because you ask them for permission, and you need to kind of be okay and accept rejection when it comes to street photography and documenting places and stuff. Because maybe you just meet someone on a day where they're not really into it, or they don't really understand what you're doing. Especially in countries such as Congo, people don't really even understand the concept of like street photography. So you want to be careful and not disrespect people in the process of you trying to get the perfect shot. So just make sure you ask people for permission, and if they do say no, then it is not the end of the world. You can always ask someone else and you probably get the shot. I've had so many no's, but that doesn't stop me from going. You just keep going with it, and you kind of just figure it out, and you eventually get the perfect shot. So always ask for permission, and if the person say no, smile at them and kindly walk away. Now another tip I'm going to share with you guys, and this I think is such an important tip, is be respectful. And I think most people don't get this tip. And I'm going to tell you something. For example, I see a lot of people taking obviously street photography of like homeless people or children or even adults, like it doesn't matter. you don't want to be like all up in people's faces or in people's spaces, invading their privacy. Especially if like the person is homeless, you want to take advantage of that. Maybe that will make for a great picture, depending on like your vision and your artistic eye. I don't know what kind of draws you to that, but just make sure you're not like forcing people to be in your shot or just taking a picture when people say no. And I'm gonna give you guys an example, because I work with a lot of people that come from like other countries coming into Congo, and I mean like European countries, for example. I'm not gonna go into details on this because I don't want to make it too obvious, but I actually had a friend of mine that I was working with, and he's a photographer. He does a lot of street photography. He's also into portraiture and like fashion and stuff like that. He's a very well-known photographer, has a great amount of following on Instagram. And when he moved here to Congo to photograph, he would often ask me why people were so cold towards him. And it's because obviously, first of all, he wasn't interacting with his subject, and secondly, you just look suspicious with a camera. I mean, anyone, even me, in my own country, like in Congo, I can look suspicious with a camera because people can just trust you like that, and you just want to make sure that you are not like super pushy, like just making people, like forcing people to take pictures of them. Just really ask them, and if they say no, just kindly walk away. And what I did not appreciate about this person that I'm telling you guys about is the fact that he, you know, was like, oh, why don't people like their photos being taken or whatever. And you know, most people were quite honest. They were like, I know my rights and I don't want my picture to be taken if you do not ask for permission. And obviously some people were telling him, I don't want you to use my photo to make prints out of it, because the thing is, people, when they come to Congo, countries like Congo, and I mean underdeveloped countries, they often have like this idea that people are not aware of their rights, or people are not aware of what you can do with an image. And people here are not illiterate just because the country is underdeveloped. People are very much aware of what you can do with an image, and people don't want to be in prints, they don't want to be in your next book or whatever. Just respect that. And he was like, no, I'm not going to make a print out of it, I'm not going to make money out of it. And the weird thing is, since I follow this person on Instagram, I've seen him now posting some of these pictures and saying his book is coming out, there are prints coming out. Obviously these are the pictures that, you know, he claimed he wasn't going to make prints out of. I think that's disrespectful to the people that did not want their images to be out there inside of a book or on some TV show or whatever. They just don't want it. Just respect people. Now, the most important and the last thing I would say to you guys is just have fun with it. Don't think about it too much, don't be too stressed. Just take your camera, go out there and practice, because practice makes perfect. And if it's not really your thing, like as of like now, it's not really, I'm not really feeling it, then you don't have to do it. You don't have to do it to prove a point to anyone. You don't have to do it because people expect you to do it. I'm not doing it because I know people expect me to do it, because I started doing it, and my audience loves that on Instagram. They love to see these pictures of like Congo and the streets and the daily life, but it's not really something I'm enjoying right now. I'm not feeling motivated to do it, so I'm not gonna do it. So that is it from me. I hope you guys find these tips helpful. If you want to try street photography, then I hope you guys do apply some of these tips, concept and whatever. So don't forget to subscribe, like my video, and leave a comment if you have any. Follow me on Instagram at Victoire Photography, and do check out my online portfolio www.victoirephotography.format.com. I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.